I was married for 10 years. Not at all long. A little less than a quarter of my whole life. But I had dated before I got married. Do I now know everything? No, yes. No one is. Even if they have books or an online study. Having a relationship is hard. Don't just stop dating because you tell yourself that. No one is good at going on dates. All of them are bad. They don't stop. So don't give up, my friend, and swipe those annoying profiles. It's like shoving the circle block from your Fisher-Price toy up your behind when you're dating. Haha, round peg, round... Well, it might fit, and it might even feel good, but it's really weird. And everyone feels the same way. Weird. Yes, that was rude, but for many people, dating is that bad, so I'm not going to sugarcoat it. When you let someone fully form into your life, you're telling them, there, now stay put and don't change while we love each other forever and ever. But people change over time. Life happens to us even when we try to stay still. People are always moving, growing, shrinking, and getting fat in middle age. Because of this, you'll want to do it right when you meet someone worth the pain and the awkwardness. And always keep it. You know what the other side is like if you've ever been through a big breakup after a long romance. It's not easy. So, for people who are still in their first marriages, or who are living together but have chosen not to get married, please let me explain how you plan to keep your first marriage by acting like you've already been divorced. 1. Be thankful every day. What? I should be thankful that I make dinner and do the cleaning afterward. I get that, and I do a lot of those things myself. That's not quite what I mean. Each day, take a step back and remember that all relationships, even parent-child ones, are choice-based at some point. These folks have chosen to love you. It's their choice to have you in their lives. Because you chose them, they make your life better. You'll know if you want to stay in touch with your kids and how often when you're in your 60s or 70s, like us late starts, and they are adults. So choose to love them with kindness now so that they will choose to love you later. Now the same goes for your partner. Every day it's clearer that they made the right choice. To be even more clear, I will say the next thing in a choppy way. Marriage is not a door that keeps them from leaving. If nothing else, numbers show that a ring doesn't mean anything without love. Yes, it is hard to feel grateful when you are tired, have had a bad day, the kids have told you a lot of no's, and the house is a mess. But you're putting money into your connections and the people around you. You might think about everything your partner should have done that day and take it out on them. But hold on. You couldn't have done that extra thing that day because of all the things they had to do. Think about how much love they give you when things are bad. Think about the things they give you without expecting much in return. Before you stew in your juices and open your mouth, think about all of that. After that, think some more. Try to meditate. It makes me feel like a love radar is sending a warning to the people in my life, no matter where they are, and it will hit them soon. It makes you feel better and less angry. 2. Pick and choose your fights. If you want to keep your relationship healthy, is blaming this one small thing worth the bad effect it will have on the other person after you say it? Think about how bad it will make you feel and how important the problem is to you. The book I'm going to talk about next, John Gottman's 7 Principles, talks about the measure of a good relationship that has been proven through controlled laboratory studies. Right now, I'll give you the Reader's Digest version in case you want to read some other stories before your train. That means that for every bad interaction, like criticizing someone, ignoring their plea for connection, or even just ignoring them, there must be 5 good interactions. Hugs, compliments, thanks, and, honey, can I help you? It's been said before. There are 5 good interactions for every bad one in healthy, loving relationships that last a long time. It looks so simple. Why would someone forget? We do, but I don't know. This is what I teach my kids. I know that the real gold in life is having fun with the people you love. Taking that into account, did you care more about the funny laundry being loaded than the fact that your kids did it without being asked? Why would you be mad at a kid for finally doing the things you've been telling them to do since they were little? If you consistently tell someone they're doing something wrong, they will stop. And they no longer want to make you happy by doing it, because it's clear that it's not making you happy. That doesn't mean you should keep your pain to yourself. Yes, you should say what needs to be said. Don't do it when people are angry or upset, though. Instead, do it when people are happy and don't blame or shame you. 3. Make peace. Does this need to be explained? Picking and choosing your fights is a lot like that. It's also important to remember that there is a medium ground. It is your job to find it together and over again. Deal with it and move on. Do not turn around. When you think about the past, you feel angry and might become bitter. You are saying, I can live with this if you made a deal. It's going back on that word to keep a card collection of slights. 4. Making amends. This is very important. It's not just words when you forgive someone. This is really, I'll get over this and still love you. Don't talk about it or think about it too much. Leave it in the past. I'm not telling you to act like it never happened. If you choose to forget, though, you put the past behind you and move on to the next thing. You told your partner they could trust you when you said you were sorry. When you fight and bring up the past, you break that trust. They will never feel mentally safe if they can't trust what you say. Also, don't say you're going to split them or break up with them during a fight if you don't mean it. They'll believe you eventually, and it hurts your relationship with them because it makes them feel less safe. Threatening to end things in a fight is just another way of saying, I won't forgive you for all the wrongs you've done in the past. Because one thing can't end it when you've been through other things together. I used to do that too. I kind of meant it too. I'm also divorced. 5. Touch a lot. This will make people who know me laugh, because I'm afraid of being touched or was in a past life. I was so bad that my mom noticed I avoided touching people who weren't necessary when I was a baby. My bigger brother used to make fun of me for being afraid of touch when we were kids, and everyone in my family thought I didn't need a hug. But when I had kids, I was the most hands-on, cuddly mom ever. I'm still, even though my kids are bigger than me now, when they let me. I'm shocked by myself. Also, the hugs and cuddles have brought me a lot of happiness. They take away all the stresses of being a kid. The OR makes me worry. My first husband needed a lot of hugs, but it was hard for me to give them. I wasn't very good at giving it. I did try. I even set a limit on how many times we can hug while we work. But it wasn't easy. It wasn't just me, the relationship was bad, and I don't have to blame myself for that. But now I know how important it is to treat my next serious relationship like a marriage. To me, when I thought I couldn't or didn't need it, not just to keep the relationship going strong. But this time, it's just what I naturally want and tend to do. I only want to touch him. What does that say about the connection? It says things like, I want you, I respect you, and even after years I still find you so sexy. It's nice to touch you even if it doesn't lead to sexy adult time. Make it a point to have sex while we're talking about that. Even if you're not really in the mood. People didn't let me have sex in my first marriage, which was a first. Let me tell you guys, I feel you. It might happen more often than we think. When you keep telling your partner you don't want sex, you hurt them. Simple as that. I get it. We are in charge of our bodies and sexuality. We women have been told that we can stop if we are sick or having a hard day. It's 100% true. But keep this in mind. If you refuse your partner over and over again, it will hurt their self-esteem. If the one person who promised to be with me forever doesn't want to sleep with me, is something they will tell themselves. It will change how they act and feel. I don't just believe what guys say about needing sex either. That's how I felt as a woman. I became grumpy. I became angry. Because it wasn't me or how I wanted to be, I became angry in ways I didn't even want to remember. And you want to talk about how my physical needs for him are changing? Yes, and yes. He didn't gain weight or lose his good looks. We stopped having sex, though, because the pain of being turned down started to outweigh the pleasure of getting sex every once in a while. Let me say that one more time for those in the back. Not having sex with your partner is a way of rejecting them. I don't care what gender you are, how you identify, or what role you play in a relationship. You feel unwanted when your partner doesn't want to connect with you that way. Even worse, monogamy makes you feel like a bird in a cage. I'm not sure if you know this, but birds that are locked up don't sing. Don't forget that love is a choice. Every day we pick it.